He's a great infighter, and he's rated perhaps the strongest featherweight in the history of the division. That is, strongest in physical strength. Riley is strictly a headhunter of this type. Small, busy fighters have always given Sandy Sadler trouble. Sadler is approximately 5 feet 10 inches in height. He weighed in at 128 1/4 pounds. His opponent is approximately 5 feet 2 1/2 inches and weighed in exactly 1/2 pound heavier, 128 3/4. Now you're looking into the corner of Charley Riley, who is obscured by the towel, and here's the ring announcer. Here's John Curley as the ring announcer at St. Louis Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials for tonight have been duly appointed by the Missouri State Athletic Commission. The judges on my left are Gene Farrell, on my right, Al Graff. The timekeeper is Freddie Gilmaster. Counting for the knockdown at the bell is Lou Dietrich. The attending physician is Dr. Friedman. The main event, 10 rounds, non-title bout from New York. His weight is 128 1/4, wearing white trunks with black stripes, the featherweight champion of the world, Sandy Sadler. And his opponent from St. Louis, his weight 128 3/4, wearing black trunks with red stripes, Charley Riley. Charley Riley. The referee is Harry Kessler.
Sandy and Charley, you're both...
Well, evidently the microphone disappears from referee Harry Kessler's head.
I want a nice clean
We may be able to pick up the instructions, but they'll be in the distance.
Way out of it. If one man is holding, I'm going to permit the other man to punch his way out of it. In the event of a fall, slip, or knockdown, the man on top goes to the furthest corner and stays there till I wave him back. We're going to invoke the 8 count tonight, and I believe that's about all. Any questions? That's all. Shake hands, come out fighting.
Well, there you heard part of the instructions, and thanks to John Curley, the ring announcer, we were able to get the conclusion of them. And now you're looking at Sandy Sadler, featherweight champion of the world. Lackadaisical, dynamite in both fists. Round number 1. Well, you can detect the crowd enjoys the hometown boy making the most of the first round. Sadler, who chilled Willie Pep to win the featherweight championship this year, is fighting a boy who in turn was chilled by Willie Pep, who knocked out Charley Riley in 5 rounds. They were doing that battling right over our Pabst Blue Ribbon microphone. Well, a huge crowd here at the St. Louis Arena, where this 10-rounder is taking place, certainly are thrilled with what's going on. There's the end of round number 1. And this crowd has given a tremendous ovation to Charley Riley. You can hear it in our microphones, and now you're looking at Sandy Sadler, the featherweight champion of the world. Charlie Johnston, Bertie Briscoe talking to him. And the announcement is up in the ring that round number 2 ensues. Both boys began their professional careers in 1944, and Sadler, who has won 117 of his 125 bouts, certainly was, as I told you, going to be hampered by a smaller, boring-in type of fighter. He did land a few of those vicious left uppercuts, but no boy did damage. And now in the opposite corner, you're looking at Charley Riley, who is relaxing from his aggressive fight in the first round, in which he made all the fighting and certainly stormed the bastions as he went to work with a two-handed attack on the featherweight champ. Sandy Sadler, Charley Riley at the St. Louis Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Round number 2 coming up. Perhaps mighty happy to bring you this one. Well, that explains itself. Referee Harry Kessler's having difficulty breaking the boys. They want to mix it up. Riley's got the champion in trouble. Sadler nods to his corner that he's all right, but he's been taking a bit of punishment. Boy, this crowd figures they're seeing an upset in the making. There you get a wonderful picture of Sadler with his greater reach and height, leaning on his smaller opponent, trying to smother all of his blows. Charley Riley squat, slugging away. Sadler has weathered the storm. Both of those blows, the left from Sadler, the right from Charley Riley, were sensational blows. Both landed flush on the chin. That is, if the camera didn't reveal it clearly to you. Well, there's the end of round 2. Well, 2 rounds have gone by. There's the whistle, the warning whistle for round number 3. And Charley Riley has been doing all of the aggressive work in the first 2 rounds. And again, I can say, perhaps mighty happy to bring it your way. Yes, indeed. Yowza, yowza, yowza. In the white, Sandy Sadler, the world's featherweight champion. In the black trunks with the stripe down the side, Charley Riley of St. Louis. Now Sandy Sadler begins to change his first pattern by fighting from a distance and trying to keep Charley Riley away. So by staying outside, he takes advantage of his greater height and his greater reach. Two minutes to go of the third round. Both boys unmarked. A slight trickle of blood to Charley Riley's nose. Sadler now going to his effective punch. His long left hand. And now he's forcing the blood out of Charley Riley's nose. One minute to go of the third round. Well, Sadler has solved a lot of Charley Riley's fighting style, and now he's doing his clutching and grabbing and his cute tricks. Referee Harry Kessler warns him for something. Third round is almost over. Well, there's the end of the third round of this 10-rounder at the St. Louis Arena between the featherweight champion of the world, Sandy Sadler, at whom you are now gazing, and his opponent, the smaller, the more aggressive in the first two rounds, Charley Riley of St. Louis. It's been a blistering bout as far as the first two rounds were concerned, and then Sandy Sadler has now begun to utilize the championship prerogative of being cute and handling his boy very cleverly. There we have the bell for the beginning of the fourth round. When the lanky string bean, Sandy Sadler, keeps his adversary away, he has all the great advantage. You see a tremendous number of flash bulbs every now and then in our television screening because, anticipating knockouts and devastating punching, the newsmen are popping away. Referee Harry Kessler is doing a remarkable job with two boys who are fighting this style of fighting, keeping the bout going the way it is. You can watch the footwork of both boys now in this excellent shot. 1 minute to go of the fourth round. Round number 4 is almost over. There's the end of the 4th round. Riley's bleeding a bit from the nose. Sandy Sadler just willing to do a quite simple fight of it. 4 rounds have gone by. There's the bell for round number 5.
Get in there, Charlie.
Sadler, ever conscious of those first 2 rounds, especially when he was on Queer Street for just a moment in the 2nd round. Now fighting from outside. Riley always boring in, trying to get his man so that he won't smother his blows and belt him. Riley's 2 earlier bouts this year in which he lost. He lost to Ray Famechon, and he was knocked out in a title bout by Willie Pep. 1 minute to go of the 5th round.
Knock him through the ropes, Charlie.
Half a minute to go of the 5th round.
Get there, Charlie.
The round is almost over. There's the end of the 5th round. And with Sadler's back to the camera, you weren't able to see what was going on with those blows. But after they slipped each other 1 shot, Charley Riley kept punching away inside at Sadler, and Sadler kept slipping the blows, and meanwhile doing not too effectual punching as the round ended. They were against the ring ropes for about 18 seconds, and the crowd rather enjoyed the exchange of blows that got them both there at the same time. Well, there you are with Sandy Sadler. He's now having a discussion with the official, Harry Kessler. Well, the bell has just sounded for, or rather the whistle has sounded as a warning for the 6th round, and there we go. Round 6 at the St. Louis Arena. Sandy Sadler, featherweight champion of the world in those white trunks, the taller of the 2 boys. Charley Riley in the black trunks with the stripe. 2 minutes to go in round 6. Right up to this point, the fight is mighty even, despite the fact that you might lean to a champion. And now, Sandy Sadler has drawn an appreciable amount of blood from Charley Riley's nostril. Couldn't detect whether that was a slip to one knee or not, but it seemed to be. Sadler has been damaging in his punching in this round, punching lefts and rights to the body, and they're tiring. Less than a minute to go in round number 6. Well, Riley's ever willing to mix it. That's a sensational rally. And there's the bell for the end of round number 6. Well, the crowd here at the St. Louis Arena is buzzing with excitement as round number 7 is about to come up here between Sandy Sadler and Charley Riley. Riley fought with the influence of a demon at the close of the last round. To this point, Sadler knows he's been in a fight. He's a busy workman now. He has Riley's nose bleeding again. Sandy Sadler nodding to his corner on instructions from Charlie Johnston. In close, smothering those blows by Charley Riley. Less than a minute to go of the 7th round. Sadler's been boxing beautifully this round. It's his best advantage. There's the end of the 7th round. And this has been a world beater as far as action is concerned for the crowd out here in St. Louis at the arena, who have welcomed back boxing and tonight are enjoying the card, which has been matched by the International Boxing Club. Certainly champion Sandy Sadler has known that he's been in a boxing bout, and he's bitten off a little bit more than he could chew for the earlier rounds in the aggressive style of Charley Riley, who has feared none of the great punching prowess of Sandy Sadler and has tried to give back as much as he has taken. Now you see Sandy Sadler and Charley Riley. One indication, while Sadler is now taking command of the bout, Riley is willing to let him do it to get in one punch while he takes two. Two minutes to go of the 8th round. Third man in the ring's a busy man, Harry Kessler. Well, there you get the cute tricks of Sadler. He's unwilling to extend himself, and he takes advantage of every situation to lean his weight upon his opponent, who is smaller, and unwilling to be aggressive. Minute to go of the 8th round. There the referee admonishes Sandy Sadler once again, but in neither case previously has he taken the round away for anything excepting cautionary measures to Sadler. They have not been fouls. Riley is bleeding again from the nose, but he's still in there punching. There's the end of round number 8. And this crowd still enjoys what they're watching, but they'd like to see a bit more of Charley Riley, the hometown boy, as far as planting, let's say, some solid punches as he did in the 2nd round against Sandy Sadler. And in the 2nd round, Riley's very best round, he certainly had Sandy Sadler rocking for just a few seconds. Sandy Sadler, Charley Riley at the St. Louis Arena. In these later rounds, Sadler handles Charley Riley very easily, but Charley's willing to let him do it. He wants to get that punch in. 2 minutes to go, 9th round, of a 10-rounder at the St. Louis Arena. Well, there's less than a minute to go of round number 9. Sadler's fighting the same tactical fight ever since he began to take command somewhere in the middle of the 3rd round. You notice when Sadler coasts toward the end of any round, Charley Riley forces the fighting and gets a few good belts in. Round number 9 almost at an end. Riley bleeding again. There's the end of the 9th round. Well, just looking things over with Sandy Sadler, who has his back to you now, and Charley Riley, his adversary, ready to meet him for the final round coming up. A look back. Charley Riley began by fighting a furious onslaught in the first 2 rounds and making all the folks here, and a goodly-sized crowd they are at the St. Louis Arena, rise to their feet and cheer. From that point on, as the fight began to slow up, Sandy Sadler took things over and, well, you've seen the type of fight he's put up. Here it is, 10th and final round. In the white trunks, Sandy Sadler, featherweight champion of the world. In the black trunks with the white stripe, Charley Riley, ranking contender from St. Louis. Riley, who is bleeding but not too profusely from that nose, as he has been all through the fight, still keeps boring in. The camera doesn't reveal it as much as we can see it, but the referee is blood spattered, and so are the trunks of Sandy Sadler. Charley will have to land that right flush on the button to take the decision in this fight. And I use the word decision with quotes. Minute and a half to go of the 10th and final round here at the St. Louis Arena in St. Louis. Sadler is tiring Riley a bit now and has done serious damage to that nose. Boy, everything's being used in this fight. Elbows, heads, noses. They're fighting right over our Pabst Blue Ribbon microphone now with a minute to go of the 10th and final round. Boy, this crowd is pro Charley Riley, and heavily so. Hometown. Well, Riley's taken everything that Sadler's thrown his way, including his Sunday punch. Now Riley's right eye is closing, and he's bleeding a bit, more profusely than before. About 15 seconds ago, the 10th round. Well, there it is. The fight's over. Riley's a badly battered boy. The crowd loves the way he fought. Sadler shakes him on the back, as you see. Congratulates him. Looks rather slyly at the customers. And now John Curley, the ring announcer, first moves over to see Judge Al Graff. Now goes across the ring to get the card from Judge Gene Farrell. Won't be much of a doubt as to the outcome of this one. And then he's going to get the card from referee Harry Kessler. So we'll wait for the decision. Here you see the commissioner of the Missouri State Athletic Commission looking over the cards to verify them. The colonel, Charlie Orchard, grand host, gentlemen I'm going to ask to step on the air with us after we do a bit more of our work. And as he inspects the card, they're handed back now to announcer John Curley, so let's listen to the decision.
Here are the total points. Judge Gene Farrell, Sadler 53, Riley 47. Judge Al Graff, Sadler 56, Riley 44. The referee Harry Kessler, Sadler 50, Riley 50. The winner on a split decision, Sandy Sadler. Sandy Sadler.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Sadler winning a fairly good decision. And now we join with our radio audience, ladies and gentlemen. Sandy Sadler. Charlie.
Intermission.
Charlie.
15 minutes intermission.
Sandy Sadler. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Sandy, let's look at the cameras together. He was a rather rough boy, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. First of all, I can say thank God for this win. I really prayed for this. Like I say hello to mother and dad, sisters and brothers, and all my friends on 127th Street and 7th Avenue, 123rd and Joe's. Joe's Barbecue.
Good. Sandy, before you go, there's a rumor that you're going to fight Willie Pep again on February 16th.
Yes, I am. I'm going to fight Willie Pep in February, I think, the 16th.
Have the papers been signed?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Fine. Well,
yeah.
Thank you very, very good
all right,
fight
thank
tonight.
you very much.
Thank you for working.
I'm very glad to be here. Good night.
Charlie Riley. Here's the hometown boy, if I can get him over here. I think you'd like very much to hear from this boy who put up such a good fight tonight. And a good crowd. There must be somewhere in the neighborhood of better than 10,000. I can't see all the way through. And here's the boy that fought that great fight, Charley Riley. Well, Charlie, he was pretty tough, wasn't he? You want to get the camera on Charlie.
Yes, he's a very good boy. And believe me, he's got a whole lot of endurance. I like to fight him again. He's a very good champ. And I believe he can hold it for a nice minute turn.
Charlie, did you have him in trouble in the second round?
I believe they have him in good trouble. The spectator can see it better than I can.
Well, that reach he's got is pretty tough, isn't it?
Yes, he is. He's a very tall boy, and he's got long arms. He's a good boy.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say it.
I do like to fight him again. I would like to fight him again.
All right, fine. I'll cast that on to him, and thank you very much. And now back to Jack Drees and to Russ Hodges. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going downstairs to give you some more information in just a moment. So if you'll just let me get down here, I'll talk to you in a second. Just a moment ago, I promised you while he was looking over the cards that I would like to have a word from the chairman of the Missouri Athletic Commission, Colonel Charles Orchard. Grand host, grand gentleman. And Charlie, I think that this will do St. Louis no end of good. It was a remarkable little bout, and I'm very happy to see the folks accepted it the way they did. Well, let's stand up. It's easier for us. All right, Charlie.
Ted, it was a great fight. One of the finest that I think that Riley has put up in many a year. He trained very diligently. He trained hard. He gave a good exhibition out here what a real fighter is. Now, Sadler is a great champion, no question about it. But I believe if they ever met again, there might be a different story told.
I'm very happy that you greeted us out here, and your hospitality and your courtesy is something I'd like to comment upon. It was simply remarkable, and thank you very much for doing what you've done for us.
Well, Ted, it was a pleasure indeed to have you boys with us, especially celebrities like yourself, which I've heard over the air for many years, and I've enjoyed it a lot. Now, let me say this on behalf of the Athletic Commission of the state of Missouri. We also welcome the opportunity of having Pabst Brewery Company and the International Boxing Club select St. Louis as one of their outlets for their Wednesday night fights. During the winter months, you're going to see more of them come from this great arena in St. Louis. We've had great fights in the past, and we look for the International Club to bring along great fighters for the future days. I want you to know also that St. Louis feels kind of proud of itself tonight. This is a great attendance. We think we outdrew other cities which had greater fighters.
That's cosmopolitan pride, Charlie. Wave to the audience before you say goodnight so they can get a full view of you, will you?
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Commissioner.
Okay.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ted Husing saying goodnight